it's the drop.
Boom!
We dropped it.
It just dropped.
Did it just drop?
Just like
Did
that.
we just drop the drop?
Just like the sick beat Alex is about to lay on us right now.
I can't do that.
Oh, right.
You
I'm
can't?
not
My
in
dad can. My dad's super good at it. But my dad can beat your dad at beatboxing.
I would say yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, my dad can rehab your dad's apartment.
Touche. I don't think my dad
And
can
it-
do that to yours.
yeah.
My dad can cook a mean breakfast.
My dad.
Oh, my dad can kick your ass.
My dad could.
My dad cooks for a living.
Entrepreneur all of your dads.
Entrepreneur.
I don't know. My dad's black. Black people love to entrepreneurialize their
Do
lives. Yeah, man. Have you seen Kevin Hart in Soul Plane?
No, because
I've
it's
not.
soul playing.
Yeah.
Whoa. Soul Plane's fucking hilarious. Watch Soul
I
Plane.
would've
That movie
watched it.
is
Careful.
hilarious.
Somebody might
watched
give
it.
it to you for
Guess
next
what? You just got, someone is giving it to you. The next time.
I would have watched it if it said Soul Patch instead of Soul Plane.
Why?
Alright, I gotta get
That
into
sounds a lot more interesting.
my comfortable
Oh.
position here.
Ah!
Oh, this is very cool.
And there's not a single sound for the rest of the episode from this chair.
I'm gonna place a bet that that's not gonna be the single sound from that chair.
Where's my phone at?
I'm not a betting man.
It's on the ah.
I said I'm not a betting man.
It's on the beanbag.
Is it?
Chaos.
Okay, so I'm Brad.
And I'm Kris.
And I'm the third one. No, I'm Alex.
Harmonize that.
You're the third one.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
mean.
Oh.
It's really mean, but I feel it. It's fine.
So is he the curly?
I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know, I would put Curly. Oh, I don't know.
It's Larry, Moe, and Curly. That's how it's always said.
Oh, is it?
Larry, Curly,
But
and
Mo is
sounds
like
better.
the leader.
Well, yeah, Moe's the leader, but I mean, when they say the names, it's Larry, Moe, and Curly.
Ever tell you that I directed a?
Yes,
Okay.
I know this story.
The
The
hammer's right
people might not, so maybe don't cut me off.
there. Yeah, you dick.
Who played Larry?
Not me.
It was a black kid, though, right?
No, a
You
black.
did Mo.
The black kid was the black.
Yeah. And then we had Brennan as
Please,
Curly.
did you give him the
Yeah.
penis haircut wig
We had a wig, yes.
on the black kid?
Actually, I mean, it would involve. I'm gonna stand up, so we're gonna hear some more noise.
Jesus.
I believe I still have. Talk amongst yourself.
Amongst ourselves.
Talk amongst ourselves.
So Chris, what are
Spoken
you up to? You reading? anything?
spoken
Are you reading?
word.
Hey, do you still have Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Can I borrow that?
Yeah.
I'd like to read that book.
Okay, never mind. I guess I threw that.
Don't worry about it.
I
Dude,
had homemade.
Speaking
post-its.
of Ready Player One, dude, they started released some photos from the set. Looks just like the
Like,
cover.
good?
Dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good, man.
I don't know. People say that's a nostalgia trip kind of book, right?
The only
Or,
thing
like,
that
through,
I
like,
kind of
gaming
have
culture.
reservations about is Spielberg has said he's not putting any of his own movies in.
Yeah, which sucks because like a huge part
What
of
is
it
it.
is
Spielberg?
he's got the DeLorean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not his. He's talking about his films specifically,
So
not
he's just
films
gonna
that
replace it with
not
other, like,
not films that he produced or were.
Is
So
he gonna produce? Wow. Replace it with other things.
I don't know. See, that's the
missing
thing
from
because there's a lot of things in the book, like, you know, because it's all like the Matrix, where it's all a digital world that they're all interacting in.
Yeah.
A lot of those worlds were in like Spielbergian universes, you know. So how they're gonna like go about that, I don't know, because there's like major scenes that happen inside of a scene that takes place in a Spielberg movie.
See, now that you threw out back directed, I don't even remember any directed Spielberg references from the book.
Indiana Jones.
When was there Indiana Jones?
Yeah, dude, there's a whole bunch of Indiana Jones. Like Indiana Jones, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, all those.
I watched that the other day. Finally, by the way.
Finally?
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Talk about it on post credits podcast though.
It's pretty, yeah. I'll just say, if you watch that, that's a different Spielberg as it is now.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a great movie.
Brennan caught a bit of it too before he had to leave.
It's a great movie.
I honestly might have missed the last 10 minutes because the soothing synthetic tones that they were giving out to the aliens on top of that mountain may have lulled me to sleep. It's just so beautiful. But anyway,
So beautiful, you'll sleep right through.
yeah, I'm definitely ready for Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that one. It's a great book. I listened to the audiobook narrated by Will Wheaton.
Oh, Will Wheaton?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Which is funny because Will Wheaton is referenced in the book.
Mm-hmm. During Star Trek: The Next Generation, I think.
I think so, yeah.
As Wesley Crusher.
Yeah. Has there been any other cast announced besides TJ
Oh, yeah,
Miller?
man. I mean, it's pretty fully casted by now. I mean, I don't think the lead is anybody, who's just a casual fan of movies would know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the girl lead is pretty well known, I think. Simon Pegg's in it.
Really? Who was he playing?
Ogden Morrow. I think that's the you know how in the book the guy who created Ready Player One dies, right?
Yeah.
And then he has a best friend, like partner. That's Ogden Morrow. I'm pretty sure that's Ogden Morrow.
That's awesome.
Or I could be wrong, and Ogden Morrow is the actual bad guy. It's one or the other. It's been a while since I read the book.
It seems like Simon Pegg could pull off either one.
Yeah, exactly.
You should read it.
I'm gonna. So I asked him to borrow it.
Cool. Alright, that settles that. Well, okay. It's the drop. Let's get into personal stuff. What's been up, guys? What have you been doing? You just had a birthday?
Yep. My birthday was actually yesterday. The actual birthday was on yesterday.
2 days for when
I celebrated with all you boys and ladies on Saturday after we wrapped Boredom episode 3.
Half wrapped. We
I would
wrapped
say,
on Violet and McKenna.
I mean, movies wrap. Let's just be honest. Movies wrap when they're like 80% complete because they always go back to reshoot anything.
I think we're 50% complete on episode 3.
Yeah.
No, man.
No,
we only have two. We only have 2 scenes to shoot.
No, you have 3.
No, 2.
We have 3. 2. Guarantee you have 3. Because we're gonna get there and be like, oh, in this scene.
No, it's just from the point from you guys walking out of the garage and then crossing towards the bank. The bank.
And then through the bank.
Yeah, that's all. That's what I'm trying to say. No, it's 2. It's 2.
I'm telling you, we have 3. Watch.
But anyways,
that's a good time.
It'll go by fast. I would even call it a pickup rather than an actual.
I'd say we've wrapped on. What we could say we wrapped on Violet McKenna.
Yeah, definitely done that. Except for forgot to shoot the credits.
We'll see.
We can figure that out. But anyways, it was a great time. Enjoyed it with you guys.
We'll get pictures of their faces and we'll superimpose it over our bodies and then jump back in. That's how we'll do it.
And then
funny.
On my actual day, it was just a pretty chill, relaxing day. Just kind of did what I wanted to do without any. No, you can't do that, or it was my day.
Did you go to work?
Yeah, I worked, but it was fine. It went by pretty fast. And then my producing partner and dear friend Tracy took me out to dinner with some drinks and stuff, and it was a good time all around. And then after that, I had to call it a night, just because back at it again at 5 a.m. So that's been my pretty much my birthday. A lot of well wishes all around, and
all the Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook blew up.
The one time that people actually care about anybody else.
Dude, it's amazing. Like, people I wouldn't even consider not to be mean or anything, but just because I just don't interact with them enough to even consider them an acquaintance. Have reached out and just said, "Hey, happy birthday, mate," and I'm like,
well, it's
nice.
It's not like it doesn't take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But it's still.
I stopped
very nice.
saying happy birthday on Facebook because I used to say I say happy birthday. That was my thing. It's like happy BURF day, and I just kind of stopped because I was like.
I kind of got out to, like, if I care about the person, I'm gonna send them a personal message. I don't write on people's walls.
Yeah. And that's the kind. And I kind of take that to a little bit towards just the wall itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I only will post that if I'm involved in that person's life or interact with them at least on a semi-regular basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really send a birthday message to people who I don't really talk regularly with, because I just feel that's awkward, where it's just like, hey man, happy birthday,
and I'm sneaking back into the shadows.
Back in the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm a good person.
I just think it's awkward for them. I'm just like, oh yeah, you're that one guy I met at that one time.
Thanks.
I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't want to give them that, and just not like to be mean or just. That's just for people. What
I've been experiencing lately on Facebook is like, I keep getting friend requests from people who I'm like, who is this person? And like they're like mutual friends with like my mom and like other people. So I'm like, who is this person? I look at him and I look at.
Is it suggestions or they are actually?
They're friends.
No, but what I'm saying is that someone who's actively asking you to be a friend? Oh, okay.
So, like, I don't like my suggested friends. What's the point of that? Sorry, but like today I was looking at it. That happened, and I was like this person named Sean. I was like, who is this person? It's my cousin Sean, who was in my life like for 10 years of my life, and then just nothing. And then now he's like just sent me a friend request, and I had to look at it and go, who the fuck is this person?
So, but yeah, it's so far. This is day 2 of being 37. Seems just like another shiny day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not too high, not too low. Just keep on trucking.
Gots to flow.
We got to keep on. Life's a garden. Dig it up.
Life's a garden. Gotta dig it.
So, but yeah, so it's been all good all around.
Nice.
So that's what's been going on with me. What other than us all? I mean,
I'm broke as shit.
I mean, we've all been kind of busy.
I guess I got a birthday coming up. I might get some cash from that.
I do have a birthday in like 3 months. 2 months.
2?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think all of us have been really busy just on a common goal of just getting 1747 going. So, I mean, you guys have been working on Boredom, right? We just premiered Boredom. I've been pretty pleased. With the initial rollout. I mean, we're not the most savvy when it comes to social networking and getting it out there. Yeah. We're trying to be better on that. Hopefully, we'll get better on that. But I'm pleasantly surprised how, with us not really doing anything, the numbers continually on at least episode 1, because episode 2 needs to go out, I think, this week.
This Friday. Yeah.
This Friday needs to go out. But every time I check on it, the number's always a little bit higher. A little bit higher.
That's good.
Most of the people's reactions that I get is that they laugh. It's funny, and that's all we really wanted. I got one person who he enjoyed. He's a dear friend of mine, but he didn't feel comfortable showing it to other people that he's associated with because the content isn't really their cup of tea. Mm-hmm. So I forgot to really realize.
Who the fuck?
I forgot to realize that episode, our premiere episode, isn't really like mass market or mass audience appeal. Like, I mean, we're even
weird.
It's pretty weird.
It's pretty weird.
But I mean, the theme is pretty.
Yeah, that was our intention. We're gonna go weird right out of the gate.
That's like niche and beyond niche. I mean,
we did it for so you know that there's no like ceiling to like it's. What? We'll do anything. Anything will happen in this show.
I mean, I don't think a right-wing conservative family would appreciate that episode.
You know what we should have done?
Demographic in general.
Exactly.
We should have had a bit more guns in it.
More guns?
If everyone was using a gun instead of a knife, that would have flipped the entire script on every conservative.
Do you think the NRA?
Also, if we were holding a baby away from an abortionist and we stomped an abortionist in the face,
they would have loved that.
They would have loved it. Also, if we could have held an American flag above a flame and saved it.
Idea. If we had done that, do you think the Trump campaign would have picked that video up and like?
Yeah, dude, Trump would be on our doorstep today.
I would have blown up our company if that was the case. I would have put a bomb, I don't know, somewhere.
In the headquarters.
But
which is in the cloud.
I guess that means just smashing my laptop.
Yeah,
really.
smashing this whole part.
I don't know about you guys.
The back part of our apartment just destroyed.
And maybe that's it. I wanted to ask you guys, like I said, aside from that one, like, where it was a realization, oh yeah, we aren't really, that wasn't really a mass audience watchable episode. I've got pretty much overwhelming positive feedback from the video. What about you guys?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of positive, but then again, it's been
family.
mostly from family.
Really,
So
just family?
it's not like they're gonna
Honestly,
come out and say,
my
"Oh
family,
shit."
my family has not said anything. Like, I
No?
see your family and I see other people's
Yeah,
families
mine-
saying things, and my family's just like, I don't know if they've seen it. Like, I share it out. I swear to God, it's there.
I swear to God, I did it.
It's
I
just
put a
like,
funny
what the
caption.
fuck? Yeah.
Hit the share.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if to go along with that criticism, episode 2 is a lot more grounded.
Yes, it is. It is.
So I wanted to, this is a great way for whoever's listening to our huge fan base that's, following us.
Mm-hmm.
But, to kind of go inside how Boredom, the process of how Boredom gets made. And so, let's kind of start from the beginning, right? I mean, Brad, this was like your brainchild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, brain.
You came up with it, didn't you? Remember? I was on the couch and you said boredom, and I was like, you did it.
Yeah.
And there it is.
But it was mostly like, okay, we need just something we can start filming weekly that's easy. What's a simple time? Trying something new every time. All right, let's go with that. So that was the brain part of the creation, but yeah, I guess, I was the one that came up with it. The first episode, we rushed into it. We were like, we're going to get this going. So a script wasn't made, but that's kind of something we've worked with in the past. It's kind of like we get a topic and we're like, okay,
we know it. We have a topic and like half an outline.
Yeah.
And the ending comes when we're doing it.
But I do clearly remember when you presented this idea. It was also with the caveat that I had been bringing up that I wanted to do something experimental, where we didn't have to follow the strict guidelines of normal filmmaking, which is A, you come up with a script, B, you come up with a shot list, C, you come up with like a whole, call time and locations and all this. We wanted to shoot very loose and fast and experimental, so that...
Oh, that is the name of the documentary. Loose, fast, and experimental. That's good.
We wanted to be able to see what our creativity could produce with just an idea. Mm-hmm. And I think so far, hitting on episode from 1 to 3, we've hit it like out of the park in terms of, especially my experience of going through with production teams or crews or a collective like us. Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't my first collective, but I've said to you boys plenty of times over, this is the most well-functioning collective I've been a part of, and it's, I still don't know.
I think it's because me, Brendan, and Brad, like, we all have improv backgrounds, so none of us are a no person. We're yes and. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you come up with an idea and we go, yeah, and this. Like, and we're gonna put this on top of it. That's a great idea.
Well, I think
like we don't ever like. There's never a wall that's like no. It's always like a wall that's like. Right. Let's just keep putting stuff on there, and then we'll just take it away if we need to.
I think
like,
the improv part is a very huge part, but I also think our talents mesh.
But I think that's what I'm saying. Like that mentality. We don't have that mentality of like.
Yeah.
We don't look 2 directions. We look 1 direction. And you don't know you're beautiful.
I just usually, what I marvel at is like, there I would say 90% of the time in every script. I mean, it's only 3, but 90% of the time there's always something that, for whatever reason, just can't work out the way it was intended to be, right? Mm-hmm. And that's either because of the location we chose to shoot at cannot do what that scene wanted to do, or we just didn't have the time to get the prop, or whatever, But I've never once, even before Boredom, when we were working on other projects for other companies or for ourselves, I've never once run into an issue where when that comes up, where we're like, okay, well,
we're done.
We can't shoot.
That's a wrap.
We somehow always come up with something to hit that mark. And I would say 9 times out of 10, it's even better than what was originally intended, and that is a very rare. I don't want to say commodity to have within a, but yeah, it's very rare, and yet, and yet, 3 points to House Alex.
House Griffin Alex.
Alex Puff. But yeah, you're an Alex Puff. For
Raven
sure.
Alex.
Hufflepuff's cool as Alex.
Fuck that. Get out of here.
It's
dude.
Slither Alex. Alex Rin.
They live right next to the kitchen.
Oh, that's dope.
Their
They can
house-
literally get all the food sneakers.
Their
care
house
less
animal is a
about the
goddamn
kitchen.
badger, which who
I
else?
think
said-
Ravenclaw's the coolest. They're underrated. They
They're
have a
just the
raven.
smartest
They have a
ones.
claw. Yeah, but the smart knowledge literally transfers into power. Like that is a universe where
All
knowledge
I
transfers into
know
power.
is
Different
if
sword,
I was
different
in the
time.
Sword and Axe, I'd either be going to Gryffindor or Slytherin.
You'd be going to Slytherin.
You think so?
Look at it. He's got jet black hair and he wears a green shirt.
You are kind of dressed to be Slytherin.
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
man. I'm Ravenclaw all
Hey,
the way.
hey, the new Harry Potter, his son is sorted into Slytherin. Oh, spoilers!
Okay.
He's gonna change it.
Anyways.
He's gonna change the entire house.
Anyways.
Because everyone in there's like, hey, and he's like, guys, what if we just were like warm and inviting?
I just going back to the whole. So we know Brad comes up with a script. Sometimes it's outline form. Sometimes it's a full script. I'm gonna get on you. I'm gonna teach you
That's
to get better with the script writing, though, with the format.
is that bad?
It's not bad, but I mean,
He points at nothing.
I know
Brad
you
looks
just-
at the
but-
nothing.
I want you to get back on Celtics for goddamn. The reason why is because you may format it correctly on there, but depending on where it's being opened, that format just goes all over the place.
I mean, I'll try Celtic.
That's what I
It's
think.
free.
As long as it. I swear to God, it tried to get me to pay money.
No,
I was
no,
like, well,
No,
fuck you.
it's tricking you. It's like,
No,
hey,
no, I went on there too, and I tried to just like use it, and it's trying to make me pay as well.
it should only if you want like a huger amount of storage space or all these other tools. All you need is a script writing. That's free.
I'll give it another shot.
I will not, because
the
I'm right.
reason why is then if you can stay on it, we can transfer back and forth.
Yeah,
Scripts
it
far
definitely
more
is
easy.
It's a lot
I
simpler.
think we should just get some pigeons and some USB drives.
USBs?
Maybe some twine.
Wait, if you have the USB, why do you need?
No,
Because
I don't
you mail the
even- I don't
USB
even-
via
We live
pigeon.
in the same house.
No. All you need, you don't even need a pigeon.
And I will throw a pigeon in your
just
room.
yarn,
Just yarn.
yarn, 2 mouse or
Two mice,
rats,
2 mices.
2 mices, and we'll have this rope yarn from your place all the way to my place, and we'll just tie hard copy scripts to each other, and they will just
That'll be
scurry
in the news.
along the road, sidewalk, stairs, into this little like meese hole.
I'm gonna be honest, that does sound like a Portlandia sketch or something, like where like hipsters are mailing scripts to each other via mice that are on rope, and it's like
Yeah, and
Like,
in
it's
my
the quickest way
character,
to get what
I'm
you
gonna
need.
I'm not gonna shave my beard, so I have that. I'm
But you
gonna
should
wear
have like a full mustache.
and
Don't
I
shave
wax
your beard,
my
but have a
I'll-
full mustache.
No, because my Asian hair will make it like go Fu
Yeah, that's
Manchu.
so hipster. If you were dressed like a lumberjack with a Fu
Yeah,
Manchu,
yeah.
that is
I'm
the
gonna
most
have-
hipster
I
thing
have my
ever.
plaid.
You're wearing a dilby with a Fu Manchu and a lumberjack outfit.
I love my plaid and skinny jeans. I'll wear like Doc
You're
Marten
gonna wear
boots.
a jean
Yeah.
jacket one size too small.
But then my
Yeah, I
arms
know,
get
but you'll
stuck.
you'll just look so hipster.
Imagine if that's how the end of Dexter was. He came in off the lumberyard with a Fu Manchu and a jean jacket that didn't quite fit.
That didn't
But okay, going forward, anyways. So, we go through the script. We all there's when it comes to that process, I don't think there's any one chief. We're all in it together, equal parts. We all want to agree, or usually we wait to see if everyone agrees on the idea and the script itself. And so far, out of the 3, we've all said, yeah, let's go for it. And then from there, I mean, what do we do after that?
I usually wait until we're all off of work for once to
Yeah,
actually film it.
then the hardest, literally the hardest part.
Is
the
trying
schedule.
to get a day.
Scheduling is the
Well,
hardest
yeah,
part.
because I mean, 2 out of the 4.
We're not rich, so we can't just be like going on a week's vacation
I was
to
gonna
film
say-
this shit.
I know me and Brad's schedules align, but yours and Alex and Brennan's, you're usually.
They actually gave me more hours now, so now I have less days off.
Well, no.
Yeah,
So it's
Not
usually
really.
that, and also while we're trying to figure out,
It's 'cause
what
that's
days
it
we're
is.
gonna shoot, we also choose where we're gonna shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing what's gonna be required to shoot there.
Episode 4 is gonna be set in one room. I'm telling you now.
Oh, yeah?
Figure something out. It's gonna be.
We
set in one
should
room.
do an episode 4 set in one room where it's like it just drops into the middle of a situation and then it's like the end. You don't
I've
see the
always
end.
wanted to do,
and it's like the 4 of us or something like that. Like,
and this could be for the next, but it is set in just one room.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been intrigued about this one aspect in reality television, which was the confessional cam.
Uh huh.
And this is the end. Played a little bit about what I wanted to do, which was who was doing it. It was
James Franco.
Was it
and
James
Danny
Franco?
McBride.
But was it
Danny McBride?
Danny McBride shows up in.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, nothing.
And I always wanted to do something where an event happened, and you don't know what the event is. It could have been a murder. It could have been an orgy. It could have been anything. And each one is going back and talking about it, but only as if the audience knew what they were talking. So you know what I'm talking about? The dialogue is like, so yeah, man, I don't know about you, but that was really rough on me. Like, I don't know if I can walk. And they don't ever fully explain what happened. You just get these little bits and pieces, and then at the very end, it turns out to be like a quinceanera, or
it was a game of Monopoly.
yeah, or like
why is your
Twister.
ass hurt?
like or Twister or
I
something.
got fucked on Baltic.
I got
But-
fucked on Baltic.
But that was one thing that I was going to bring up to you, but it could be for something later. So again, spoilers if episode 7 of Boredom or
Seven.
whatnot.
Oh my god, we time travel.
I
Fuck,
keep-
Brad, we went too far.
You're
So
gonna keep making these things?
Yeah, you came up with it. You're
Yeah.
the showrunner. You're the king. You're the Dan Harmon of this project.
Oh shit! I can't.
If
believe
you
it's
leave,
Dan Harmon.
it dies.
yeah,
It
man.
dies.
I mean,
If you leave,
I
it
mean, I
dies.
may be the director, but I was gonna say, in this setup for Boredom, my directing is a lot different than what I would normally handle on any show, or just because it's so, fast and loose and experimental.
Mhm.
I have an idea of what I want to do for you guys, and I have an idea of how I want it to be portrayed, but I usually kind of not come in with anything other than a broad idea, because I know once I just give you a little bit of that broad idea, you guys will add more layers on top of it. So that's why I never want to. The best way I can explain it is if it was a drawing, I would only do maybe the layout of the drawing, and then this is like comic book sense. So then there's the layouts, and then someone would be the inker, and then someone would be the colorist.
How dare you call me the inker?
I didn't say you were the inker.
Inkers are
Fucking
important.
tracer.
They make it pop. They make it pop,
So,
sir.
I mean,
And that lets the guy who colors it know not where the lines are.
and so when we're in the location and I'm setting up the shot with you guys, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with the shot, and then just tell you guys, okay, play it a little faster or be a little bit more manic, or and then after that I let you guys go, and then after seeing what you guys do, then I make my adjustments into how I want to shoot it, because you guys might do completely something different. Just like in episode 2, which hasn't come out yet, there was a shot that in the intro of that episode where Alex's character is talking to the audience, and then you guys come in. Brendan does something that was never even in the script or anything, but it totally sells it. And I'm not going to say what it is just because of, so that they can watch it. But because of that one thing, it totally, his action beat that he did, and totally influenced how I was shooting, where now the camera is interacting with that action beat. And so those little things are great little presents, I guess, is the best way for me to, as I shoot, you guys do things. Think about that for episode 2, when you we were doing the sit rep on the log, and the wallet shot. How that evolved, how that evolved from what it initially was to what we turned it into. That's magic. I mean, we couldn't barely contain ourselves.
You can't write that.
Yeah, and that's why
You can't write that.
I leave it as bare
Try to. You can't though.
and hands off as I can. You know, like Alex, like how do you go through it when on location or when you're?
I don't know what it feels like for me is like I just think about like. When it comes to making anything, I'm just like, what would make me laugh? You know, like what? 'Cause that's what I know that I'm like some people, right? So, what would make me laugh? That's what I try to do. And while we're filming, when we do things, I just kind of see like, oh, this is working, this isn't working. How can I make this work? You know, like, where do I need to go to make this work? What do I need to do? You know, and it's just kind of like a feeling. Like that's what I like bring to the thing. I feel like when we go to the thing, that's.
You go by the feels.
Yeah, like, you know, changing things is all about, like, because you know if something isn't working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know if something just isn't, like, fucking making any kind of sense. And you're doing it just because it was, like, written, or you're doing it because you had the idea, and it's like, okay.
We've had that a couple times, specifically back in the old VGC days.
Yeah,
there was a couple episodes where we got about halfway through and we're like,
what is happening?
Oh, we gotta finish it.
Or you feel like you mean it like loses steam or something?
Well, or we just lost track.
It's more like we're like, well, we had an idea, but
no one wrote anything down,
we don't know
and
where
we're
it's
just
going.
like we put the camera up, and it was like,
gotcha.
What's happening?
It's definitely evolved over the years.
I think like magic was like that was a big one.
Hey,
like
I turned magic into a good episode.
No, it was fine. I love magic. It's just that's the one episode that never came out. Like
yeah,
it just didn't it never actually came out. You know what I mean? Like
so and then I would say so we shoot the episode. We go pretty fast. I'm amazed. I mean, granted, again, we're using minimal equipment. It makes things a lot faster.
Well, we're just efficient, also.
Yeah, we are, and that was what I was leading up to what Alex was saying. Is that again, this crew, this collective is one of the most efficient things that I've worked with in ages. You know, it's very easy. We say we're gonna do this, we hit it, we do it, and we move on. And there's no other than equipment issues, which we'd have run into.
Because like I said, we're not rich.
You know,
give me money.
I always feel good coming out of every scene that we wrap or we complete. I've never, since we've started shooting things, I haven't come away where like, I don't know if that's gonna work. You know, like I can already tell. Usually, you know, when I've worked on commercials or if I've worked on a music video or any other shorts, there's maybe one or two scenes that I've come back like, okay, that's gonna take a lot of work in post. Like, I don't know if that framing is right, or I don't know if we gave ourselves enough material to be able to shoot it, or edit it the right way. We might even have to go back and reshoot it or shoot more coverage. I don't know, but with us, I don't know. I've just every time I'm like, yep, that's gonna work. You know, in my head, I'm already cutting it in my head and seeing how that's gonna work. And I mean, you guys edit with me. Everything kind of interlocks like a Lego.
No, Mega Block.
I was gonna say Mega Block. What was that third cheap ghetto version of Legos that was always on infomercials? No. It was like infomercials.
Loco Block.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't mean infomercials?
No.
Oh, damn.
I mean, they had this ball and socket version of Legos with fucking biotics.
They always tried to appeal to be like for the smarter kids.
Connects?
Oh, really?
I think it was Connects. Yeah.
Oh. Magnets.
Like balls and that. I had Connects, dude.
Oh,
I had so many Connects. It was awesome.
Did you have the motorized ones that didn't push shit?
No, I just made towers and shit.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, wait, no, I didn't have Connects. Connects were at my grandparents' house where I would go and visit for the weekends, and that would be one of the things of like, oh, well, I'm gonna spend a couple hours doing this.
Tower.
But yeah, it's been been a fun ride so far. I mean,
Yeah, boredom's never
we've
been
definitely
never
evolved
boring.
over the years. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Alex, but one of the reasons back in fucking 9th grade I wanted to start hanging out with you and Brennan is because back in 8th grade in middle school, I saw the videos that you and Brennan would post. And
Oh,
like,
with Gabe and shit?
yeah. Well, most of the ones I saw were just you and Brennan, like
Oh, yeah.
Scotty.
Oh, dude, the Scotty Lund SWAT, whatever.
Scotty
that was the
Lund
dumbest
Scott.
shit ever. Me and Brennan used to do the dumbest shit ever after school.
And I would
That was
watch.
so
I
fun.
saw that and I was like, God, I gotta hang out with these guys. And then I did. And then we made James Jameson's interview.
and the bird, something about the bird war, the Vietnam bird war. And
Oh
the
yeah,
something
the
like
bird
that.
war. Yeah. That was a great video.
There's a big lineage here, but
Great stuff.
oh man.
And then after shooting, we edit. Usually what happens is I'll take first stab and kind of get the beginning started or what section that I want to start with started.
Mhm.
And then I kind of, after getting a chunk done, kind of hand it over to you guys, either one, just so that you guys get comfortable with editing. And then we kind of go from there and slowly but surely, not even slowly, but it turns itself into an episode.
Yeah. So, all in all, get ready because this Friday we got episode 2 coming out.
Yeah.
Episode motherfucking dose.
And then
One shot left.
What's up?
We have one.
We still have that one
Or-
shot.
Got it.
Or just end it.
Just end
I
it
mean,
right there at the
to be
jump.
honest, I don't mind it ending.
Oh
on,
no! I have an idea. After this, I'll tell you my idea
Okay.
for ending
on
this.
just
I have an
ending
idea.
it on him going.
No, I have a great idea. It fits with the theme.
All right.
I'm not gonna say it now.
Cool.
I have an idea.
All right.
And
So
it's easy to do. We can literally do it
tonight.
on the thing, like whenever we want.
Okay. Cool.
If it is fun, yes.
All right. So, God, we never really even got out of personal stuff.
No.
What's going on? You're
I'm
working?
I'm just broken working.
Yeah, broke
Well,
It's
I
the
mean,
craziest thing. I'm working more and I'm broke. It's
yeah.
like, what? America, help me, Trump. Hillary, get off my back, dude. I feel like it's her fault. But, no, I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Well, why don't we go into the adventure as to why you're so far now, which was the weekend before that
Oh, dude.
was
like,
our Capitol
Yeah,
Hill
the
escapade.
thing is, see, I'd like to talk about that.
Okay.
I would like to talk about
Uh-huh.
that. But, I'm the only one in this room who has any memory of that day.
That's
You were the
wait.
hero.
I
You were
have
the hero of that
I
story.
was the
I
hero.
have complete memory from the beginning of that
That
to a
that
certain
count.
point. To a certain, and that point,
count,
that
dude.
point is almost like 70%
the
of the
part
entire.
that we're talking about doesn't matter, or like matters. What you're saying doesn't count. Everything that you don't remember is the part that matters.
I mean, I'm a part of the story as soon as you get home because I remember all of that.
Like, so yeah, we went out a couple weeks ago.
two
weeks
weekends.
ago.
It would
and
be
we just-
2 weekends ago.
we went to Capitol Hill, which is an area of Seattle, if you're not familiar with the Northwest, that is very gay. It's a gay community.
Yes.
Gay.
And I love. But let me add.
like,
I love the.
No
that-
problems with that.
You
Just
love the
Dennis.
gay people.
No. There was a
I love
part
gay
when we
people.
were getting, we were in the cab and we were being driven, and I didn't think it needed to be said. I thought we all carried ourselves the way we are, so it wouldn't be. But like Dennis had to make it a point, just so you know.
Yeah, this is the
Us,
Uber's
us five, or was it 4 or was it
It
5?
was far.
Us
It's
4,
4, yeah.
us 4 are completely straight.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I figured he knew that. But
He's like, yeah, whatever, cool, man.
yeah, he didn't.
Anyways, he drops us off. We get out on Capitol Hill, and like we're going looking for a bar. The first bar we go into after walking around for like 15 minutes, which is like it wasn't that it was hard to find a bar. It was that everyone was being indecisive, and Dennis was being Dennis, and I was just there to walk around and be drunk as soon as I could. And we went to a place called Purr. That was the first place we went.
I
to.
didn't see the name. I just followed in with you guys.
No, I saw the name. I
And
saw the
then-
sign. Immediately, I was like, okay. This
And
is
then
the gayest
I
place
went
you could
into
possibly
a
get.
sea. I entered a sea
I would say
of men, like just.
our night in the like level of homosexuality started on a high and it just kind of got lower, but it was pretty much the same level. Like as far as the bars we went to, 'cause we went bar hopping.
And you would think that the sea would part, right? No, man, they all wanted to. You had to like.
Nah, dude, it was like everyone was right next to
Snake in. And the best thing I remember from that bar was that we
the cocktail bar.
we went all the way up to the cocktail so we could
much
get a
better
drink.
area,
Yeah.
much chiller vibe.
But being hit on by a 50-year-old gay man, and his pickup line to me was, "Aren't these curtains beautiful?" And I was like, I don't know how to respond because I don't care about curtains. But
yep.
So yeah, I just was like, oh yeah, I totally see what you mean. Grabbed my drink and went quickly down the stairs.
The fruitiest drink ever there, because like we got there and the guy was like, "What do you want?" We were like, and he was like, "No, we don't have that." And we're like, "Okay, just give us a second."
They didn't have it.
They didn't have it. Then we looked at these 4 dudes, another group of 4 dudes, 3 white guys and a black guy. Craziness, but like from a distance.
Yeah,
I'm just saying from a distance.
Dennis isn't white.
From behind, dude, from behind, the 3 of them plus me looks like 3 white guys and a black guy. I'm sorry, but
so that's like
look over to our
alternate
left.
reality.
Yeah. Look over to our left. There's these guys getting shots too, and like what they got was pretty awesome. This is a mixed shot. It looked interesting. So Dennis was like, "We'll take those 2." So Dennis bought the first round of shots, and then those were like all the alcohol. It turned out it was like 3 different alcohols inside that one shot.
No.
You knew that.
Oh yeah, I know.
And then some fruit so you can taste it, and then had that left.
We bounced out of there.
Bounced out of there.
I'll jump in here and say during all this, I'm sitting at home with a migraine watching The Nice Guys.
Yeah, you were supposed
for
to.
the 3rd time.
You were supposed to.
I was
be
supposed
with
to
us.
be there. I made it for the
then
Suicide Squad part of the
We
night.
leave Per.
So we go across the
Yeah.
street and go to the corner bar across the street.
Sam's.
Yes. And I buy we go up again to see if we can
because
do
there's
the
a sign
same
in
trip.
there that says bar.
We were hoping to do the same trip, but there's got to be a cocktail bar up there.
No,
Absolutely nothing. So we walked all the way up there for nothing.
Looking
Come all the
fools.
way back down. We see. Well, I'm like, I'm gonna get us the next shots. So
It's the most impossible bar to get to.
I'm like in here, and then another dude barges in because he has a girl, and he uses the girl as like a meat shield to like put her
head
forward
first,
in.
battering ram style.
And I'm
under
like,
his arm.
oh, all right. Well, I can't bitch out a girl just because I don't do that. So I'm like, fine, yeah, go ahead, get the drink. Wait like 5 minutes, and then I get us like a round of tequila shots, and then
no, that was what we were drinking.
oh, we were drinking mostly tequila.
all fucking.
And so I come back out, I hand the tequila shots out, we drink it, and then we're having a good time. I mean, this one was a straight bar.
Yeah, I would say straight.
I wouldn't say,
Mixed.
but I mean everybody.
Easily mixed.
Yeah. It wasn't just 90% dude. There was lots of women and lots of dudes. There were some gay dudes. There was some couples. There was just girls. There was
There
everything.
was dudes you wouldn't know were gay, but
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they're gay.
So
I don't know.
we hang out there for 5 or 10 more minutes, and then Dennis
Leave.
wants to bounce again.
Yeah, we bounced.
And so we just go down
Straight down.
the sidewalk, and we hit another bar, but we see a line.
Yeah.
We see a line. We're like, what the fuck is that line? That thing is so intriguing. But we decide to go to the bar that's in front of the
next
line.
to the line.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Because there's no line.
The line snakes.
Because all night, all I could think, because everywhere we saw, it was like crazy busy. There was a huge line. I was just like, there's places that have no line.
Let's go there.
What the fuck are these people doing?
And that's
like,
where we spent a majority of our drinking was at this bar.
Yeah.
And so
we got we got there, and then I got everybody a shot of Bacardi, and then after that, Dennis I think got everyone a shot of tequila again,
and then we all
just
had
a drink.
we all had like glass, like I ordered like an old fashioned.
I had a vodka and soda,
And so we
Dennis
were
had
drinking
vodka
that.
and soda.
See, I can. You guys fucked up by all the mixed drinks.
I was
fine.
Look, this is
I always mix
this
alcohol.
is like
I've never understood what people say.
an antidote to the ending of it was I woke up fine.
Yeah.
In the morning, I didn't
I was
throw
dizzy.
up. I wasn't dizzy. I didn't even have a fucking hangover migraine, which I would usually have 9 times a day, which is the number one reason why I don't drink like I used to anymore.
I did
It's
make
because of
you
that.
take Advil and drink water before you went to bed.
Dude, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So, anyways, rewinding all the way back, we took we had talked about. We took like 4 shots.
Yeah.
Plus our drinks that we had.
I was broke at that point. Like I literally was like,
I took care.
I'm out of money. No, like that was like the last time I spent money because I bought Brendan a drink. He's like, you pay me. I was like, yeah.
I remember there was
I was done. I was like, oh,
beautiful, beautiful redhead sitting across from me, and at this point, I had lost all care of, whatever, and so I made it a point that she knew that I knew that she was beautiful. So the way I would say that is I was talking to them about her, but in loud voice, so that even though I'm like only
like 3 chairs down.
I'm like, yo, that redhead is beautiful, don't you guys think?
Well,
And she
yeah.
heard, I remember,
She's pretty.
she heard it, and she's like, looking at us like,
She was with some like dude.
She was like with like 3 dudes. She was like with 3 dudes, but I'm gonna tell you,
You could have taken them.
I look better than all 3 of them.
Dude, I would have drop kicked their asses so
Yeah,
fast.
dude, they weren't gonna do anything, but I know that I was better looking than all 3 of
I
them.
don't know.
The only thing I don't have is probably a Maybach or Mercedes or Audi.
They definitely had.
Yeah, they had the Maybach. Or,
They looked like they had money, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, visual gag.
They-
That's great.
they
for
look like-
podcast.
They look like they vacationed to Dubai. Let's just say that.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I've never been to Dubai.
Why not?
You know that that's where all the spies go. Like they all go off that skyscraper building and like do fucking tricks.
spy shit and tricks,
Yeah.
man. Vin Diesel cars. Aaron
Yeah.
Paul need.
You're
prestige.
either in a car crew that does amazing heists or works for a secret shadow ops agency, or you are part of the government's super spy secret agency doing fucking acrobatic shit on that size skyscraper.
Or
So you're talking about the redhead, not to the redhead.
Yeah, but she knows that I'm talking to her
Uh-huh.
through them.
yeah, so we have our drinks. They leave.
They
We're
do
like,
it
all right,
because
they're gone. So
they
we
got to
leave.
take her to Dubai.
Yeah.
She's
right.
like she's too.
They're
bad.
late for their trip to Dubai.
You know, we go to another bar. We get up. We actually.
At this point, I am drunk. At this point, I'm like,
We ask the bartender chick what that line's for.
okay, she's like,
didn't
it's a
you
club.
guess?
I was like, yeah, it's probably a club.
It's probably a club, and yeah, it was dancing.
And I was like, see, I told you, we're not doing that.
And
Yeah, we're not doing that.
And we all decide to go to another bar, so we go. We find this other bar that's like, I don't even know.
That's the one part I don't remember. Like, that's
Okay,
like the
so
brick that I
we
was
went
like,
to a
I knew
bar
there was a bar between
that was
neighbors
kind of like,
and that place.
we went, like, just continued down the sidewalk. We went into a corner, and it was like a dive bar lounge type place.
Yeah, like
And
particle board tables.
yeah,
like,
the bar was this. It was really weird.
it was
The
really-
bar
really shitty.
was low. The bar, like countertop, whatever you want to call bar top, was like really low, and it was huge, and it was cut in half, and like it was separated in half in the middle, and
It kind of looked like a saloon.
yeah, it was a little bit of that, and you guys were all, there wasn't much space.
No.
I remember
We were at a table.
I
We were
bought
at
the
corner of the
again.
table.
I bought rounds for that one because it was my turn. So I go and I sit by the bar top, whatever you, and order the drinks. I stayed there because there just was no room. Handed you guys the shots, and then I started talking to these 2 Mexican girls, and I don't really remember what I know. I conversed with them, and it was more than just, "Hey, what's up?" We were. It was a Mars attack. But we interacted for about a good 5 or 10 minutes. And I didn't know what they were doing. And all I know is that you came back and you're like, hey, we want to go. And then I just said goodbye to them and I followed them. And then that's when we went to Neighbors. And that.
Oh yeah, we walk. Okay, so here's what. Okay, I'll take over.
You want to take over?
Alex,
We go to Neighbors. At this point, I'm drunk. I am like full on walking down the street, bouncing it
How do you
down.
remember
I'm
this
drunk.
if you drunk?
Because I'm drunk and I know how to control myself.
Stop.
I'm not blackout drunk.
He hasn't browned out
I'm
yet.
bevved. I'm heavily bevved.
He's bevved up.
I'm
He's had
heavily
a few
bevved.
bevs.
I'm ready to party. You know what I mean? I'm party boy. But we go to Neighbors and like, here's the thing. I've never been to any. This is the first night out like I've ever had really to bar hop any kind of bar. Never been. So we go to Neighbors, and I didn't know that it was a club. It was a dance club that we went to. That's inside
Like
Neighbors.
3 or 4 levels.
Yeah, and it's super, chill. Got in, because we fly, and then we got upstairs, and like right away I see the dance floor, and I look at like Dennis, I think, and I'm like, come get me when you guys are ready to leave. And then I just like run onto the dance floor and I just start dancing, and then they like to do whatever. Then sooner or later, while I'm dancing, they come over and grab me because they got shots or whatever. So I'm like, cool. And then what happened in that time? I have no idea. Like, I literally lost it.
Me and Dennis and Brennan ran into someone that we work with.
MD.
And we wanted to give him some, money, tips and all that, So we order shots, and We get shots for everybody, like we always did for this night, and we all take it. And after that, for me, I turn around, I see Alex dancing, and more like moshing around in the dance floor, and I'm like, I'm gonna go do that too. So I jump in there and start hopping around, and that's the last thing I remember is me.
And
Drunk Alex
just
is
to
a
note,
terrible
Neighbors is another gay bar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I mean,
Or a club.
I don't know. I see this is the
Bar.
thing. Like it is definitely a gay bar, but from all I've ever heard, because I've never been there until that night. I've heard about
It's
it.
a sanctuary for straight women.
But
That's the thing.
I've been told that, I mean, even though that was made, Neighbors is for gay people, that a lot of straight people go to that bar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's a fun time.
yeah. And I forget, I might have been there before, I just don't count it, because that was like when my second night I moved up here for that movie that I was going to work on, and I got taken to it. And that was before I knew where I was at and surroundings and places. And I just remember going to a bar that had 4 levels, and at the very bottom level, there was dudes in Speedos wearing unicorn masks dancing around, and that was my first...
That's when Liam Neeson came and got you because you were taken.
Yeah. But none of that happened this time.
I wish that could happen on our day.
I just, like I said, yeah, that's when I blacked. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Brown out. I think I just went straight to...
So after that, yeah, him, Dennis were gone. Brendan was drunk too, but he was totally fine. We were left Neighbors. We were walking around a bit, trying to find somewhere else to go.
So,
but at that point, I had noticed we're fucked. Dennis couldn't walk.
Can
He
I
was on my shoulder.
and ask you a question? Because Brennan just informed me about this, like maybe 2 days ago or a day ago, where even after Neighbors, when I was left to my own devices, I told you guys to like stay right here, and I went off. And Brennan told me, like, he's like, and I went, I don't know if I had been talking to this girl at Neighbors the whole time, or what, but somehow, I knew this girl, and we were all of us were outside on the sidewalk, and before we got pulled away, either for the cab or something, I said, hold on, and I don't know if Brennan followed me because he was worried about me or anything, but he saw me go up to girl and said, look, I just wanted to let you know, I think you're completely beautiful. That's it. And then I turned around and walked.
See, from the way I remember the
that
story
at
when Brennan
all.
told it, it sounded like you just went up to a girl
Was
that
it
you
random?
had not talked to at that
I don't
point.
know. That's the thing. Like, I don't
think you talked to any. I don't remember that at all.
See, so what do you remember Brendan
I
saying?
remember Brendan
At all.
saying, yeah, before we left Neighbors, you just went up to a girl and told her that she was beautiful and then walked away.
And then I told him how pissed off drunk or sober Kris would be at drunk Kris because you seal the deal.
Yeah.
You don't just open up a dialogue and then leave.
That's the fate, dude. Next time you go to Neighbors, she's gonna be there again.
Oh yeah, because I have no recollection.
You're not gonna know. You're gonna be talking to her. She's gonna know, but you're not gonna know, and that's gonna be the beauty of it.
Is that a beauty?
You're gonna get your terrier.
Yeah.
Your terrier.
No,
Jack off.
my French bulldog.
Bulldog.
I don't remember that at all. But
So
here's what I do
just-
remember. Walking down the street, we walked by that club again.
Which one?
The black guy said had the girls with the flappy pussies.
Oh yeah. We were about to follow them first.
That's a new one for me.
And go wherever they were gonna go, but then we found out it was a $20 cover charge, and we're like, nah, we don't want to.
So we left. Anyways, walking down the street, I realized that at that point we're done. You were drunk, like falling, kind of like not as bad as Dennis. Dennis couldn't walk. Like I had to hold on to Dennis. And then I was like, Brendan had you, and I just had Dennis. So I don't remember what you and
That's
Brendan
amazing.
I think that's probably where you walked away from Brendan, honestly, because I don't not remember what you guys doing. But me and Dennis were walking down the street, and I was like, Dennis, you just gotta keep walking, man. We just gotta keep walking, and you're gonna be fine. And he was like, and I'm like, okay, man, you keep walking. Come on, you get up. And because I'm drunk, you know, I'm like, you get it going. And he's like, I'm walking, and he's like on my shoulder and barely getting down there. And we walk by these two guys, and I'm like, you're a champion. You guys tell him he's champion. And like, they're like, hey man, you're doing great. And he's like, And I'm like, yeah, dude, you see that? You're awesome. And we walk back to you guys. I sit him down, I'm like, all right, yeah, Brett, call an Uber. He's like, okay. And he calls the Uber, and he thinks he sees it at one point, so we walk out onto the middle of the street, but it's not
Found
the
our
Uber. So it's me carrying drunk Dennis down the middle of the road to like the other car that it might be the Uber, which also isn't, I don't think. And so I'm sitting on the side of the road at that point with you and Dennis, and there's like both of you guys are just like literally holding on to me, and I'm like, it's all right, we're getting there.
2 drunk Mexicans.
I'm looking at Brendan, who's like on his phone, like. Look at that. He like looks completely sober at this point. Brendan did not look like he had a sip of alcohol because he just looks like he's like, I need to find our ride home right now. He's like alert as fuck.
You probably have to say that giving him that task probably helped him. Yeah.
But anyways, I was like, okay. And these 2 girls walked by who I'd seen earlier when we were walking around, and I was like, oh hey, because I was drunk. And everybody walked by at that point. Everybody walked by. I was like, hey, have a good night, be safe. I said that. I was like, hey, have a good night. Be safe. And then like these 2 girls walked by, I was like, hey, you guys have a good night, be safe. Like, oh, you too, are they okay? And I was like, they're fine, I'm fine. They're great, they're gonna be great. And then like they just walked around, I was like, you guys be great. They're like, yeah, you too, you have a good night. I was like, nailed it. And then Brandon's like, Alex, they're over here. And he was mad at me because he had lost us at that point. Remember, he's like,
he said he lost us.
He's looking around, he's like, where the fuck did they go? And he's like, kid, it's here, let's go. So we run him into the car, and I'm drunk, and you guys all fall in the back seat, so I'm in the front seat, which means I'm telling the guy everything.
Yeah, AJ.
AJ. Yeah, I'm telling AJ, the driver, everything. And I think at that point I lost my ID. Or I lost my ID when we went to Neighbors. I lost my ID that night, and I have yet to get that replaced. And somewhere in this house I have lost my debit card.
Oh no.
So we need to find that. But
Is it on the floor in my room? Because that's where I found the last thing.
I'm pretty sure it's on the floor in my room.
Oh, okay.
Which is unfortunate because I just cleaned, so what the fuck?
Before we go anywhere, I will say, this night is the closest that I've ever been to a New Year's Eve night that I spent. I think it was in 2011 or 12. One of those New Year's Eve. I went to San Diego to visit my best friend, and went batshit nuts in downtown San Diego. And I mean, to the point where I was like going up to random girls. I'm like, hey, it's New Year's, let's kiss, and I kissed, and to the point where, as we were going back, me, my best friend, and another close friend of ours, we all rented a hotel room up at this hotel in downtown San Diego, near the Gaslamp district. And as we were going to go into an elevator, a group of people come out of the elevator, and this beautiful Asian girl grabs me and says, "You're coming with us." And I went, as they were it was already like 1 or 2, and I decided that I just was like, okay. And that story, another day, was another.
Oh shit!
That's another one. But this closely resembled, just because I
think I remember the rest of that story that you told me.
I think I've told you guys before. But I mean, me just going up to random people, like.
All right, so you get in the car.
Don't do that.
You get in the car.
AJ
and me are in the car. AJ looks back at those. At Brendan, who's just like finally just like dead faced.
Is that when
like,
the drunk?
He's done.
Is that the drunk took over?
Yeah, he told Brendan.
Brendan's never really drunk. He just got sick.
Brendan got drunk. He was drunk.
Well, I mean, like too far drunk.
No. But I mean, he was drunk. I'd say he was drunk. He was in the back, and I saw him, and I see Dennis, who's sitting up, and Kris, who's laying like on the ground, sorta, and on Dennis's lap. Like,
Brendan told
I just thought it was hilarious at this point when I found that out, because I hadn't really noticed. I just saw Dennis laying like on or Kris was laying on Dennis, like just like sleeping, and so I was like, that's funny. But I guess he was on the floor, and the driver gave no fucks about where these people were placed in the back seat.
Oh no! From what Brendan told me, because he saw it go down, was that me and Dennis were sitting together, and either AJ had done a sharp corner or hit like a speed bump. Whatever, something caused me to slide out of the chair, and I just stayed there. And like I slid out, and then I was just like that.
AJ the whole time was like, they throw up in the car, it's a big charge. And I was like, they're not going to do it. Trust me, sir. They're not, sir? They're not going to do it, sir. Alright, anyways, what's up? We started talking, I was like, do you watch the Olympics? What's your favorite thing? He's like, I like soccer. I'm like, that's cool, man. That's awesome. We all wins. He tells me, I'm like, that's a problem. I'm gonna win. Good luck to him though. And the whole drunk conversation about it. We get to Kent, and like right before we get off the freeway, Brennan's like, pull over. And so AJ pulls over, and Brennan hops out, and he throws up like right there. And I'm like, oh fuck, that was close. Then we get back in, get home. I'm like, AJ, thank you. Come to Virtual Sports, because I had like somehow pitched Virtual Sports to the guy while we were in the car. Then becomes the the craziest fact of the night.
All right, you want me to take over from here?
Yes.
All right. So from this moment, I've been home. I've been Spencer's been here. We've been watching movies. At this point, we're in the living room. We're watching Donald Glover's stand-up special.
Mm-hmm. Great stand-up.
We hear the door open. We're like, oh wow, they're back early.
That's early. What time did we get?
This was like 12:31.
Dude, it was the earliest night ever.
Yeah.
That's why
you
I
guys
was
did
also
not stay out late at all.
Really?
We got drunk fast and efficiently, like we do everything.
Yeah. Fast, loose, and efficient.
Fast, loose, and efficient. Our drunk documentary.
Wait, no.
Are you sure it wasn't like 1 or 2?
No, I'm
dude,
pretty
it was
sure
not
it was
that. I even know that it was not that.
one at the latest.
That area was on fire still. No one was going home.
Yeah.
No one was going home. We were going home.
So the door opens and it's Brennan. And we're like, hey, Brennan. And he's like, oh, we're going to throw up. He sounds like he has a mouthful of
vomit in
He's
his
like,
mouth.
I'm going to go throw up. So he goes straight into the bathroom. We're like, well, I guess he's drunk. And then we hear Alex saying, come on, buddy. You can do this. I know you're a goddamn champion. And they're like, and my mind immediately like, well, fucking Dennis is drunk off his ass as usual. Alex comes through the door, and Kris plops down on the
what?
On our beanbag chair. And I was like,
so he was carrying me?
Alex was getting you up the stairs into the house, and you just collapsed on the beanbag, and that's where you stayed for about an hour and a half.
Oh.
Basically. Then he goes back down to help with Dennis, and I think Spencer goes to help too at that point, and I'm just kind of like, well, I guess they had a good night. Dennis comes up, and he's just gone, as I expected. And you were a champion, Alex. You were the hero of the night.
I tried so hard to make
got
sure
everybody home. You got them up there. You were safe. And at that point, you're like, I feel like you took a turn.
Yeah, at that point, all the blood in my body turned to alcohol, and I was like,
you're like, okay, they're safe. They're safe. I'm going. I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'm dead mother at this point.
I walked in, I think, and I was like, I did it. And I walked into my room. I took my pants off. I put on other pants. I think I did, right?
You put on other pants,
and then I took my shirt off.
And then you came out with no shirt.
With no shirt. I sat down and I was like, crazy that. We did it. I got home and I'm a champion.
You started taking...
I was like, what are we watching? Weirdo? Go.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I fucking love this thing. You're just really passionate about that. Then, let's see. Brennan was pretty much gone from that point. He came out of the bathroom, went to his room, and he was out. Yeah. That's the end of the night.
But you guys gave him a puke bag, or did he?
He just had that.
I think he just kind of dealt with that himself.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't check it out.
I thought from when I woke up that he had stayed in the bathroom all night.
No. He was
thrown up in his room.
Yeah, he basically was like, he got out of the bathroom, he's like, good night, guys. He came into this room, and that was it. Then, let's see. You continue to stay on the beanbag. Alex, you were getting into your hectic drunkenness that you like to do.
I went to the kitchen at one point and just started like, I saw the dishwasher had like dishes and I was like, oh, these are all clean. And I just started putting dishes away.
Yeah.
Clang,
and
clang.
I'm in the living room I'm hearing ting, ting, just shit.
Throwing dishes.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's shattering these dishes from what I hear. So I'm like, okay. I go into the kitchen, I'm like, Alex, fucking great job tonight, dude. I love what you're doing. It's like 1 a.m, and this like shocked the hell out of you, like, right. Oh my god, I need to sit down. Oh no. And I was like, also, shirt would be cool. So you got on a shirt at that point.
I put on a David Bowie shirt. I came out and I was like, isn't this Prince shirt awesome?
Yeah, you
I
call
got
the
dope Prince shirt.
Because they both had recently
They're both
passed.
purple. Yeah, they're also both purple. Both the shirts I had. I know I have a Prince one somewhere.
You have a Prince one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
So yeah, we talked a while. You kind of explained the night, and then you kind of just continued to be drunk. And I was like, okay, gotta get Alex down. I got you down. Then
I woke up on my glasses, be the way, like on top of them. I was like, oh, fuck me.
You were sleeping face down?
And I remember I being mad at Brennan for a second because I remember at the beginning of the night I was like, please don't let me lose my glasses. Please don't let me break my glasses. And then I was like, he failed. He failed me because I was sleeping on them. Anyways.
So yeah, after that, you were down, so we got Brennan and Alex down. Kris, you've moved to the couch at this point. Sitting up. You refuse to sit down. Spencer keeps trying.
Am I speaking?
No.
I don't say a damn word.
No.
Am I grunting?
You nod a lot. You're like always up for whatever me or Spencer were trying to communicate to you.
Yeah.
But you weren't really doing it. You weren't laying down like we were trying to get you. Just
but
kept
I was just
sitting
nodding. There. Yeah, totally.
Yep. Dennis wasn't speaking words. He was speaking. Yeah, he was speaking Dennis at that point. So I was like, okay, I got Brennan and Alex down. Kris is gonna be okay. He's in a comatose state. So at that point, I'm like,
I'm
done.
done.
I'm going to bed. Bidded everybody adieu, and that was it.
And what time was that?
That was probably close to 2 at that point. And that was the end of the night. And then
Woke up, went to Sherry's.
we woke up. We took a hungover trip to Sherry's.
Yeah. I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Nailed some nachos.
Brennan did not join us for the Sherry's.
Yeah, he did.
No, Brennan was out for another like 10 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say he wasn't.
Brennan didn't come out of it until after I
operational.
went to bed Sunday night. So
I remember that
9
because
o'clock.
I was online watching Netflix and I get a message from him and I'm like, he's like, hey bud, you wanna get on Overwatch? I'm like, I'm going to bed in about an hour. He's like, I just woke up, and I'm like, sorry pal, I gotta get up at 5. That's not working.
So that is the night.
I did
missed
realize-
We
out.
gotta do a part
I did
2.
learn one fact. Like, it is fine to do, but I honestly, I dislike like that like atmosphere. I don't like I like the mustard seed where you go.
Mustard seed's great.
I like
It's
bars
nice
where I can sit
way
and
back.
there's pretty much no one. There's
Yeah,
like
it's just-
a lot of floor space, a lot of
that's
walking
me.
area, and it's just nice alcohol.
My personal preference is just hang out, drinking
If
at
it's
home.
too different, because it's expensive as shit to drink. Anyway,
Mhm.
it's just too expensive. And 2, when it becomes difficult to get a drink, it becomes
Not fun.
irritating.
it becomes like I'm like fuck it. I don't fucking like. I had to
I
pay a
will
lot,
say
and
this.
it wasn't fucking worth the time.
My normal preference is to go to a lounge.
Yes.
Like a smoky bar lounge, that, leather scene, with,
It's not much around that.
there is one here,
Yes.
and I've told the boys about it. There's a secret one,
Ooh.
that you have to go in an alley and knock on a door and all
No
that.
password.
Yeah,
Walt
kind
sent
of stuff like that. And I haven't.
Charisma cracker.
I intend to take you guys to that one, but in terms of like this is something that you would do maybe like once a month. Or just once every in a while, because again, what Alex says is completely true. It gets a little frustrating, navigating through those crowds, just trying to get a drink. The odds are stacked heavily against you if you're a dude trying to get a drink because the bartenders.
Apparently, I'm not pretty. Bullshit. I wore my best shirt.
But I mean, that's only when it's dude bartenders. Girl bartenders, you still have odds are stacked against you because they want to.
Because feminism,
All those women stick together.
But
like glue.
will say that I've gotten drinks faster with girl bartenders than dude bartenders. So, with that though, I mean, it's more of just the experience of enjoying like this chaotic mess, and seeing what kind of adventure you're gonna. Because I mean, I didn't know. It didn't feel like we got home at midnight. Like when before I hit blackout status, I felt like it was a full night already, which is weird. But I mean,
Here's the crazy thing: we got there at like 10 something.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like
So we got drunk as
that
fuck.
is such a condensed
Like an
amount of
hour.
things to happen.
We had about
That's
each
2
of us had
hours.
about like 10 shots of hard alcohol though within.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, we split ways at South Center after we watched Suicide
Yeah,
Squad, right?
that was like 9:30,
Yeah.
Which I loved.
and then we didn't get a cab until like 10.
Let's see. From my perspective, leaving South Center, me and Spencer went to Safeway, picked up a pizza to eat, came home, watched.
What else are we gonna do with it? Picked up a pizza to Stomp on.
Got home. We watched The Nice Guys. So that's 2 hours. Went to the living room. Started Donald Glover stand up. Halfway through, you guys got home. So that is 3.5 to 4 hours.
It's crazy. It seriously, I thought, like I said, by the time we were at Neighbors, I thought that had been like 12:31. And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be closing ceremonies here. You know, I didn't know that we got home like at midnight or 12:30 or whatever. So that's crazy. But I still say, you know, we need to do it again anyways because you weren't involved with
I
the...
missed out.
And I think, again...
But here's the thing. If I go out with you guys, I'm probably not going to like join in on most of the stuff because I won't mix alcohol. I'll stick to whiskey all night.
Well, then, yeah, that's fine.
Then that's fine with that.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to drink what we drink.
Yeah.
Just as long as you're part of the experience.
Unless I hand you a shot. Unless I hand it to you. Unless I hand it to you and say, you're drinking this.
Is it
If
whiskey?
I hand it to you and
Is
say,
it
put it in your fucking mouth.
Is it
If
whiskey?
I hand it to you.
You haven't answered my
Are you
question.
kidding me? Yeah, sure.
You're drunk already, dude. We're going home.
What day is it?
But I will say, that night
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like my nights that I had back home with my group. So that was every Saturday night.
We're family 2.0, dude.
Yep. I gotta usher you guys into that. So
He's trying to make us into alcoholics so we can fix this.
functional alcohol.
I have a function.
So yeah, that was that night.
Yeah, fuck.
Alright, well,
I guess we never really got past personal.
Ryan Lochte
this is-
sucks. The Olympics were a sham.
Well, I mean, the Olympics for me, I mean, America dominated.
Did it? I didn't watch.
Dude, we killed it.
Did we?
Dude, this is the first
Fucking
Olympics.
USA, man.
This is the first Olympics where I felt like overwhelming.
Like literally every day was a new
Like-
gold medal for
like-
US.
yeah.
Where the Americans just came out on
2
top.
weeks straight gold medal.
Usually it's kind of like half and half. You know, America does well, but they're not like light years ahead of everybody in terms of the medal count. Where This year, I mean, it was like a good
And
15 to 20
records.
medals ahead.
Did you see Caitlin Ledecky?
Katie Ledecky?
She her winning, like her when she got her gold, the camera shot, it was like her at the end of the race.
Yeah,
and there
dude.
was literally no one else
Nobody-
on the
yeah,
camera.
you
they
had to
were
wait.
all at the other side of the pool, ending their lap.
Yeah,
She was
had to
like
wait.
there, and she was like, it was the fastest. Like, I don't understand how anyone could be as slow as those other people. Like, how the
Because in the
fuck?
past 4 years, we started legalizing marijuana.
Yeah, the marijuana's doing it.
Makes you
But,
streamlined
I mean-
and buttery.
I didn't really watch. This is the first time where
All I saw was women win. Also, like the men didn't do shit. Like every gold medal I think was from the women's side of
except
the
for
no, it didn't.
male
Almost
swimming,
no.
they dominated.
Oh, fucking Michael!
Basketball.
Oh, Michael Phelps can still swim. Everybody, he's got
Basketball,
a
we
15-foot
dominated.
fucking foot or 15-inch foot. He's a fish man.
But the kid beat him, right?
Yeah, that one kid who would like inspired him.
that inspired him to be a swimmer.
That's hilarious.
But it's cool. I don't know. I didn't really
That's the best
watch
story ever.
That's Rocky.
this
2.0.
year's Olympics like I watched. You know, Beijing and London and Australia. You know, all
That's
those.
because he couldn't.
Yeah,
The NBC sucks ass, and they made it super hard to get to,
and not only that, but in this day and age, a lot of us aren't.
don't have cable.
Yeah, we're doing it through internet. We're watching it through
It's insane.
our PlayStation.
I could like, and the other thing is
they
they were actually like suing people and like taking shit down if they
were
tried to
hosting
get
it. Yeah.
So,
So
that's like to me is stupid. The Olympics are just you just let it go. It's like the news. Just let people see it.
yeah. So I mean, I got everything second hand, like through news or through website, like reading up on it, or you know, Reddit was really posting a bunch of things on Olympic stuff.
Reddit's just the best place.
But the only other takeaway from the Olympics, other than the American dominance, was how it seemed poorly run by Brazil. You know, like
It
the
seemed like
pools had turned green. There was so much.
people were trying to. You were saying people were trying to snuff the flame.
Yeah, on the way there.
Yeah, like
There's
put
like
out.
active groups of people trying to
It's just
put out the Olympic torch, and like to the
Disrespect.
point where like SWAT teams were escorting the torch with riot shotguns, and like just boom, get away from the torch, boom, get back.
like the,
Craziest thing ever I've ever
the
seen.
the village where all the athletes would stay. Half of them weren't working properly. Like I guess if you turn one of the Olympic athletes took a video. They showed the shower, it was off. They go to the sink, turn on that. Nothing comes out. Turns on the shower.
There was that whole thing. Bring it back to the gay people. There's this whole thing that happened where apparently a bunch of athletes got outed as gay, like were gay.
I didn't hear that.
Just through email, got hacked and then no. But here's the thing, it's a mixed group of that. It's not just from the U.S. where it's okay to be gay. It's from other countries.
Countries
like
that
Russia,
where
actually
they do
illegal.
not. Yeah.
You can go to jail for being gay. And their athletes were outed for that, and now they're facing the punishments because of it.
Huh.
And they still had to represent their country, so they had to go try to win, and then they go back and be like, "I'm going to jail." You fuck dudes, not cool.
You think anybody who came back with a gold medal got a pardon?
No.
Oh. They should all come here.
So.
Yeah.
No,
other than that,
we're in a bad way.
Yeah, don't
we're going down.
Let's wait for maybe 8 years.
That's all I really heard about it was just how Rio was run like a shit show. So.
Yeah, it sounded like a bad time.
You know what? It's obvious that was going to happen from the beginning. Everyone was like, "No, don't do it in Rio. Why Rio? Don't pick Rio."
Yeah.
Chicago.
Now it's going to Tokyo.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That's for
the Prime Minister of Japan came out as Mario. Because at the end of every closing ceremony, the next city to hold it has their it's like a handoff. Okay. So at the very end of the ceremony.
Do they have a torch?
Yeah. They actually there's an actual kind of a handoff.
Mm-hmm.
But usually in every ceremony, so there's the opening ceremony, which is all run and created by Brazil. The closing ceremony is all run and controlled by that country as well. But the very end is given to the next host city. So the very tail end of it was run by Japan. So that when it got to that point of the closing ceremony, everything turned into they brought out pipes and all this stuff like Super Mario Brother, and out came the Prime Minister out of a pipe like Mario wearing the cap.
Did you see those karate guys?
No.
There's this group of super fucking on point karate dudes, and they did this awesome demonstration where they had these pieces of wood on sticks that were 40 feet high.
Yeah.
Right, and then two guys would throw one, two guys, tiny dudes would throw this one dude up in the air, and he just backflip kick and landed and be like, yeah. It's the coolest shit I've ever seen. And then there was another one he did. The last trick they did is another there was 5 pieces of wood lined up higher, each one higher. One was at 30, then 35, 40, 45,
sure.
50. And this kid, same kid, they throw him up, he goes backflip, he goes kick, and lands it, and he's like, ah! I was like, what the fuck, dude? Don't fuck with Japan. Now,
I do worry about though when it by the time it is for them, how good their environment, in terms of after Fukushima and
Japanese.
I feel like it's gonna be better than Rio.
Well, it's gonna be better because that's a city that has its shit together.
Money,
but still, that money can't repair something. The water and the food source.
Here's
it's
how
gonna
I'll
take
put it.
Hundreds of years.
Here's the thing.
Jeff's
2 nuclear weapons were dropped on that country already. Plus this.
They're doing okay.
So, puts a little bit more radiation on top of stuff that's already irradiated. That's all I'm gonna say. They're probably fine. It'll probably not even a big deal. They'll work around it. It's called lead walls.
So now, the Olympics is every 4 years.
Every 4 years. Well, no. So
Winter Olympics.
It basically every Olympic is it's 2 years. So basically
summer, winter.
Exactly. So it's always 2 years basically.
So it's Tokyo doing the Winter Olympics in 20.
No. Tokyo's got the
summer.
Oh, okay.
There's
so
the
winter is going to be here, actually, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, really?
I heard it's going to be. I think it's Denver.
All the useless.
Dude, yeah.
Competitions.
I don't know.
Olympics suck, dude.
I like snowboarding.
That's X Games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the X Games, 1, do it better, and 2, it's the Winter Olympics.
I like
it's so stupid.
The bobsled, from Cool Runnings. That guy being
I
the
think
bobsled.
you like the movie Cool Runnings. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's awesome.
No, it's not. Watching actual bobsledding sucks. That guy died.
Deluge. Jerry Seinfeld had a great bit on how you could take someone who's never competed
and just throw them down the thing, and it wouldn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah, it's just
falling.
like
The involuntary luge,
every
I think
single
you call
one
it.
of those sports is a different variation of sliding. Who said that? Like
The best one is, I forget what it is.
curling.
No,
Yeah.
that's
That if that doesn't require athletic skill,
What about the
I don't know what
biathlon?
is.
pushing a thing.
The
A
dumbest.
broomstick.
I'm sorry.
Broomstick.
Curling to me actually isn't stupid to me because there's the biathlon, which I think is actually stupid. It's skiing and shooting.
Shooting, yeah.
I think
we've
that is
done,
like
right? It was a.
stupid.
When is that gonna come in?
That is the thing.
It
The
was-
dumbest
it was-
combination
It was
of two
from
things.
World War. From the World Wars, you know, that was the show. You know,
It's just
who was the
fucking
best
dumb, though.
to be able to do that, and hunting.
And you can definitely tell it's made by
See,
white people.
this
'Cause
kinda
None of
stuff.
the activities are athletic.
This is why we're gonna do it tomorrow. Me and Alex are gonna do an experimental new type of podcast show tomorrow about just learning about stuff. May have a few bevs to make it more interesting, but yeah, that's gonna be something we're gonna try out tomorrow. Just me and him.
I like it.
Yeah. So, Olympics.
Boo.
It's over,
It was
right?
meh.
Is
Yeah,
it-
it's
is it
over.
over?
Okay.
America wins.
Don't know.
Simone Biles is the best athlete we've ever seen.
Who?
This is gymnast.
I think I'm still gonna give that to Michael Phelps.
No, dude, she's better than him. I'm sorry. One, she's not in a pool, racing in a straight line. She's flipping around in the air, and risking her ankles every single second of her career. And here's the other fact about her: she hasn't. Now that she's went through the Olympics with like 5 gold medals in every event, she gold medaled, I think. She has not lost in 4 years. Like
That's cool.
of competing, she's not lost a competition in 4 years. She's number one.
Undefeated.
That's like, and she just walked away like, yeah, all right, let's go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Swing.
So yeah, that was the Olympics. What was the next thing on the docket?
That's it.
I
out
think
of
that's
that
about
thing.
it. for
That's
this
about
week,
it.
honestly.
Alright.
We're almost at an hour and a half, so
Yeah.
Damn,
we're
an hour
gonna,
and a half.
we're gonna
This basically
there, I
this
think.
proves the fact that the drop, it can be anything.
What's
It's gonna
the
be
drop?
news.
It's gonna be the drop.
It could be news heavy or it could be
The
personal
drop
heavy.
is the flagship
It's-
podcast.
It's gonna be whatever the
No,
hell.
I kind of
like
missed
doing.
that Brennan wasn't able to partake in.
That's because Brennan's working like a dog.
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Brennan,
There you go, man.
I don't know what he's working all this week, so we
Yeah,
have
he's
no
working
idea
all
the
this
next
week.
day he's gonna be off.
I think he's gonna call in for one day.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's like,
I think actually.
he'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm not working. He's not like, he's like, I'm working 6 days. I'm not working 6 days. Because I think one of these days he's working with 2 people he doesn't like working with, which I think is like Min and another dude. But
Min is great. Min is
I
fantastic.
think Bren said something that
It's-
he's like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
like
yeah, let's.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll not
Stuff.
get into that.
I'm gonna get into it.
That we're going into this Friday. We will have episode 2 of Boredom up.
Yep.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Please, and this is my plea to all of our listeners and subscribers. Please share us as much as possible. Help us a little bit, because we're so lacking in our social networking skills as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
We need all the help we can get. So please share us. You know, pass us along. Comment on us. Tell us what you like, what you'd like to see, what you don't like. Tell us to go to hell if we offend you. You know.
I like that. I would be happy with some hate mail.
You want some hate mail?
I mean, it'd be mail, and I don't get mail.
Press is press, right?
Yeah.
Pub is pub.
broken shit and I'm sad.
Like I said before, episode 2, it's a lot different than episode 1. It's
I have an
much more
idea
understandable.
for a story for our the next drop or a drop or whatever.
Drop. Okay.
Is that we should only one of us get completely plastered at like in the city, and then we recount what they did.
Really? Okay.
So
So
one
you-
night it would be Brad, or one night it would be me,
That sounds like so much not fun when you're not the drunk guy.
or we could all just get.
I don't know, like, there's something about, like, because when I'm not drinking, I'm looking at someone else do something, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm in charge of this? Like,
Right? Yeah. I get
Or there's only one chronicler.
that. Oh, but God, I guess if we switch off, I guess it's fair.
Yeah.
But
alright, well, that's for next time. We gotta cut it. We're literally about to go to the actual hour and a half now.
that's
Pump it out.
What's your name?
At Dear Mr. Blackwell.
Oh, you remember?
No, it's Dear Brad Blackwell. Isn't
Oh
it?
Jesus!
Shit,
You
I don't
failed
know.
again.
Jesus, man.
At K_Quan.
And
I don't even know what it is at this point. It might be one of those.
I'm
So
at
disappointed.
Pigbits20.
All right, guys. We'll see you
Alex,
again
yeah.
soon.
All right,
Let us
guys.
know what you think. Tell us stories.
Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share it out.
Bye.
Eat a pie.